I'm going to bring in now William Pomeranz. He's a senior fellow and former director of the Wilson Center's Kennan Institute. So we heard the president speaking about this and about the relationships. He also, spoke a bit about how big of a deal this was to the administration. How important are these types of bringing Americans back home to how an administration functions, to the basic idea of the concept of this country's relationship with its citizens?
Well, I think President Biden emphasized rightly that he was able to get these Americans home. And I think that is really the first and last important issue in this swap, that President Biden never was deterred, never forgot about the Americans who were wrongly detained in Russia, and always kept the negotiations going, even when it was very difficult. And now we know that we needed a bunch of allies to actually get this swap in place.
And William, I want to ask you about that specifically, because I'm glad you brought that up, because we heard President Biden emphasize more than once this point about how important it is to have these relationships with allies in order. And in this case, it was absolutely essential because there were 6 different countries that were involved in this deal. Was that a swipe at his predecessor? Was that how important was it to have these international relationships in order to bring these Americans home?
Well, I think that was a direct and indirect swipe at his predecessor. But I think it is the lesson of President Biden that he always cultivates these international relationships, and he always views them as important. And they always are able to play an important role in U.S. foreign policy. So I think that Biden just wanted to emphasize the importance of allies, of people, of countries that you could rely on. And essentially, these other countries allowed this deal to happen. So I think this was an important part of Biden's legacy, essentially, and a lesson as to the importance of diplomacy and international alliances.
Interesting, given that there is a question about the necessity of the U.S.'s role on the international stage right now. Appreciate your insights, William Pomeranz.
My pleasure.